Alright, hello. This is a video response to Tropics XLR's video on making custom grids where you can customize the cars that you race with. Towards the end of the video, he was mentioning that it would be cool if there was a PC version that could do this, but he doesn't know of any. Well, I actually put one together, so let me demonstrate. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to provide a link in the video description to my Google Drive where I have this. And inside here it's going to be a zip file, so when you unzip it you're going to have these two things. What you're going to do is go to your test drive 6 folder and just copy and paste it inside. And I'm putting in my C drive, so I'm having some permissions issues here that I have to bypass by just okaying it to go in there. But speaking of which, so these right here, these files, you don't touch them. So speaking of which, here's the program. You double click on it, and I'm just trying to get in the view of the screen here. Alright, so if I just try to change the car that's in this slot, that's basically how you do it, how you change the cars here. Each of these names are the default car names, and so I consider that a slot. So you can change whatever car is in here, including itself, which doesn't make sense. You don't have to really change it if you want it to stay the same. But let me just try to change it. I get this error here, permission denied. And I didn't want to change permission to risk security from other applications trying to make changes to my system. And the way I bypassed it is I put test drive 6 on my desktop, because even in documents I have this problem with permission denied. I already put the files in on my copy on the desktop, so let's get to it. Let me restore the defaults. Okay, so that was quick. It goes through that quickly to restore the defaults, but when we want to actually swap the cars, the green button, it's going to be slower. But first of all, let me just go to, let's say, class 1 and make them all the BMW. So I just click the drop down and then B, because B is what the BMW starts with, and it's pretty quick. It's like a normal drop down. So this is HTML mixed with JavaScript and VB script all together, as well as DOS or batch, just to get this window started. Okay, anyway, let me apply the changes. Before it does, it's going to ask you for permission. Okay, so let's just go check out the cars. I made them all BMW. This is class 1. So yeah, okay, it works. And this BMW is a hidden car that is usually not in the game, so this tool I made will also tackle that too. So now let me go ahead and open up the window again, and now you can see that it shows you what cars are in the slots that you have currently. And if there is no car in the slot, it's going to just stay blank like it should. If it's the default car, that's what I mean. And I have a row of these buttons for every single class, because you can see here that this is kind of a long scrolling window. So it just, and I have cop cars too. So let's just do that next. So let's keep what we have so far, but now let's also add some extra stuff. So let me go back and open up the window. Let's do a cop car. So let's make the Dodge Charger, let's say the you can't see it. Let me move it up. Let me make it the Ford GT40. Someone on YouTube already used that, so let me just do the same. So what it's going to do is it's going to reprocess all the cars that were already switched. It's going to reprocess them all again, and it's also going to do this in addition. And I really couldn't figure out a way that would be feasible, at least for me, to be able to have it just do the new cars and not everything over again. But if you incorporate the 7-zip with it, you see how fast it is. Let me go to the practice menu again to show you that these cars are all still intact. And now let me go to the race menu and cop chase. And let me select the cop car. You can see that the car is visible in the race menu, as it should be. So now I'm going to go ahead and play cop with this car. And it still has the same sound as the cop car. And as you can see, you don't have to close the game in order to use this. You can swap cars between races just fine. But you've already seen restore defaults, but before I do the restore defaults again to show you, let me switch like this car right here to just the Audi to like the TVR Griffith and say apply changes. So it was quick. So let me go to the practice menu. So you can see this car's changed, but the rest of them are stayed the same, right? They're all BMWs still. So now what I want to do is show you that the undo feature works. And how it works is it's going to undo the very last action, and only that one. So that way, if you make a mistake in substituting, you don't have to resubstitute everything again, but it's not going to keep track of like 6 different sessions that you had in a row. I can possibly do that. I just need to have more temporary folders and cycle through them. That's really all it is. But I think being able to undo one is enough. So TVR Griffith. So let me undo the changes. Okay, so the changes are undone. I'm going to have it refresh the page after undo. I forgot to do that. It just takes a minute. But you see now I refresh the page. Now it's showing that what I just did was it's now undone, and now it's a BMW again. So let's check. See, it's a BMW again. Let's go check the cop car that we changed. It's still the Ford GT40, so that's what it literally will do. It's going to undo just the last action that you did. The last, when I say action, the green. Because there's another thing that's unobvious about this. Well, I guess it's the only thing that's unobvious about this so far. Is that when you change this to something else, you technically changed it. Some files were modified by just changing that drop down. But the red undo changes button is for to undo what you did with the green button. It's not going to be able to undo this. So now if I refresh the page, it's going to show that Dodge concept car is going to be swapped. That's what it really means. It doesn't mean that it is, because we know we didn't swap it with the green button. But when we apply changes next time, it's going to swap the Dodge concept car with the Audi. So this is like a to-do list, so you can change these freely to something else. Like look at the third car under class 2 is Lotus Elise. Let's close this. And now let's open it back up and go look at it again. You see, it's still there. So it's going to remember it for you. It's not going to be forgetful, but it's not going to apply the change until you actually press the green button. So for restore defaults, it's pretty self-explanatory. We see we have all these cars. If I say OK, I have it refresh the page too, so it got rid of everything, and you see that all the cars are now blank. And I guess that's really all I have to say about it. So thank you for watching, and have a nice day.